Hey Zoe, how was school today? You enjoy school? Did you meet anybody new friends at your new school? And where your auntie at? Where Katie May? Oh, that's good. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy school and meeting your new friends? And where Katie May? Has she made it home from school? Oh, okay. How was her day? Oh, she in a room. So, how is the school there? Is it different from what you used to? I think you're gonna. Yeah, it's way different. Well, I think you're gonna have a good year. You're gonna do all right. Yeah, I know it's different than what you used to, but you're gonna be all right. Just hang in there. Just give it. How many days y'all been in school in New Orleans, in Louisiana? And do you wear uniforms too? Oh, okay. Yeah, yours not the same color as Katie Mae's. Yours is different. Well, that's wonderful, niece. You gonna do all right. Just go on in there and do what you supposed to do. You know, don't get tangled up with no them messy girls and messy boys, cause they do have messy girls and messy boys. So just hang in there. Yeah, you laughing? Yeah, they do. They got messy girls and messy boys. So just hang in there. Everything gonna be all right. You know, it's something new to you, and you got to get to know everybody. You know, and pick the ones you want to be friends with. You know, got to be careful. You know, because people dislike you because for whatever reason that they have in their mind, even in school, even when you get to be an adult, it's still gonna happen. People dislike you for whatever reasons in their minds, but most of the time it has nothing to do with you. You know, it could be that you more popular, could be you dress better, you look better, you do your hair differently. You never know why a person dislike you without getting to know you. And auntie have a hard time with that because I don't understand why people will dislike someone who they do not know on a personal basis, or really haven't got a chance to sit down and really understand what that person is about. You know, you find that even on YouTube, on the internet, that people like certain people, and it could be, it most of the time it's because of a person's content, and they like their content, which I don't have a problem with that. I think everybody should be freely to go and support whoever they want to support as a content creator, because I'm gonna support whoever I feel like I enjoy watching. And but some people on YouTube don't agree with that, you know. So yeah, you're gonna find it on YouTube. You're gonna find it in high school, middle school, work, and adulthood. You're gonna get it. It's still gonna be there because people are people for whatever reason. I don't dislike anyone because I don't know you, you know, and I try not to hold a grudge. Now, your mama tell me that I holds a grudge, but I don't feel like I hold a grudge. What I do is that when someone crossed me and hurt me, I don't we don't we don't have that same relationship that we had before, because the trust has been broken. And then, when the trust is broken, you can't trust that person, you know, as you did before. And so it's not like I hold a grudge. I just I don't deal, with that person in that manner anymore. So it caused me to be standoffish. It caused me not to engage a whole lot into engage with that person a lot because of the issues we might have had. So um, I think that's what my problem is. Hi, hi, 1K Junior. How are you? Glad you came into my live stream. I was just sitting here talking with my great niece, Zoe Amaya, and talking to her about um, different people and why people hold grudges, why people um, act and pretty much do the things that they do, and really talking about myself, you know, and why her mom, which is my niece, she's my great niece, um, always say that I hold grudges. I don't think I hold grudges. It's just that when I'm hurt by someone, you know, I become standoffish from that individual because of issues that I have had with that person. So I'm not engaging as much with that person anymore. I don't I don't think I hold grudges, but I do know that I am standoffish a whole lot. If you have um, Zoe, this person is telling you to subscribe to them. We can't say that in the chat because it becomes you can't type it in the chat because it becomes spam, and it'll cause um, my live to be deleted. YouTube uh, uh, delete my live is spam words that are in the live stream. So they are telling you to come visit them. 1K Junior, Lewis Door. I don't. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. 1K Junior. Um, but yeah, he, they're telling you to visit them, and you could say, hug or visit, um, your house, but you can't say connect, you can't say subscribe, you can't say gotcha, you can't say that in a live chat. So because YouTube consider that spam, and they don't want you to sub for sub. Um, just because someone subbed to you, they don't want you to say that. So they will delete your video if they catch spam words in the live stream. So that person is telling you, Zoe, to come visit them. And when most of the time when you visit them, they'll visit you back. I like for people to visit my channel and at least watch. And the correct way to do it is that you have to watch a video, leave a genuine comment, and that's it. And I prefer for people to watch my content before subscribing to my channel, because you might not like what I'm doing on my channel. A lot of people look at it because you're a small YouTuber. That means your subscription is small. You have a small, you new to YouTube. And so I prefer people to look at my content to get to know, what I'm about, and, about my channel. But anywho, people will still come and subscribe to your channel. I don't have a problem with people subscribing, but I do wish they would at least watch one of my videos so you know what my channel is about. When I'm looking for new subscribers, new content creators, I like to go and look at their content to see what their channel is about. And if it's interesting enough for me, I subscribe to that channel, because you want to have loyal supporters. You want to have people that's going to watch your content, because that's what helps you to grow. And so, you know, you can run and snatch people, but if they're not watching your content, then you really doing yourself almost a disadvantage, because that means you have to continue to um, put out good content. You got to continue to go live. You got to continue to struggle to get the views and to come up with um, content for your channel. But that, I think that's why we have so many mukbang. The mukbang community is so large. It's because all you do is sit there and eat on camera. You're not really engaging with your subscribers. Your subscribers are just there because they want to see what you're eating for that day or that hour or whatever, however minutes they're there doing their content on mukbanging. But that community is large, and it's easy for people to do. It's not easy for me to do because it take me all day to eat a plate of food. So it's not a good thing. I take a couple of bites of something and I'm full, and mukbanging is not a good thing for me because I cannot consume a lot of food at one time. And so that makes a difference for people. And people love the mukbang community. I think it does really well. I don't have a problem with it. It's a lot of people that does it. And if that's what their content is about, I don't have a problem with it. I see two people in my live three people in my live stream, but I only see two people commenting, and that's you, Zoe, and 1K Junior. 1K Junior, are you are you you got to be a content creator. Wh- What is your channel about? And um, what part of the earth are you on? Like what state, what country? Let us know. I always like to ask people that because it's interesting when I get people that are from, because I got one guy that comes into my live stream who is in Korea, and that's a big time difference from the United States and Korea. Because most of the time when we in the evening, there or in the morning or at night, late at night or whatever. Hello, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day today. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Thursday. It is hot as usual. The heat index is bad compared to anywhere else. I see five people. Hello, hello. How are y'all doing? I see five people in my live stream, but I only see you. And y'all come on in and say hello. Don't be scared. Come in and say hello. I hadn't been on for a minute because I had been feeling under the weather. Hey, Miss Mosley. How are you, dear? Glad to see you in my live. You doing all right? I'm glad you came by. I was just sitting here talking to my niece, my great niece, and how was her school and how she was doing on making new friends. This is a new year, school year for her. And this is my great niece, Zoe. And then her aunt is there with her. Um, I'm trying to feel better, Miss Mosley. I just decided to come on just for a little while. I'm not going to be on long, but I thank you for asking and I thank you for coming into my live stream. Um, yeah, I was just sitting here talking to her and asking her how her day was going, for her to be in middle school. And then my niece, because she's my great niece, my niece is in her first year in high school. So I was trying to figure out how their day was, how their day been going, you know, being somewhere new because they're no longer in Houston. They're in Ken, Kenny, Kitney. Tell me, Zoe, where you are now. It's just outside of New Orleans. So they are in Louisiana. And so, with them being there, she started a new middle school, and my niece, her aunt, started a new high school. So I was, trying to figure out how their day was, how their week been going for them being in a new place and a new school. hmm So that's all. And just to touch bases with everyone and everything, all this mess that's going on YouTube. I never understood the the mess part of YouTube. I mean, it's draining mentally, um, and it becomes physically draining when you sit up and listen to mess daily. I, I never wanted to build, excuse me, build my channel about mess because it's already enough of that going on YouTube. Excuse me. And I didn't want to operate in that fashion because it's too much to keep up with. And then it's mentally and physically draining on you. And I don't care when people say that they don't take everything to heart, but if you listen to it every day, eventually it takes a toll on you and you begin to feed into the negativity. And I'm all about positivity and not negative because negativity, it brings you down, it makes you ill physically. And then the mental part of it is as devastating as well because when it affects the mind, then you can rest assured it's going to affect the body. So I did not want to feed into that part of YouTube, period, because I didn't want to get into that. I didn't want to be a part of that, you know. And to each his own, I don't. Hey, Candy Shell. Hey, baby. How you doing, niece? I don't. I don't hate them for their content. I mean, that's what they do. But I do know that if you if you listen to something long enough, it begins to you begin to feed into that. And mentally, once you begin to it begin to get in your mind and you begin to react to things in that nature, what happens is that the more you listen to it, the more you feed into it, the more your mind take hold to it, and then it begins to become like anything else that's not good for the body. It begins to hurt you. And from the mental standpoint, it drains on your body and it begins to work on you physically. So that's one reason why I don't get into that part, that sector of YouTube, is because I don't want to feed into the mess, you know. I want to stay positive because if you feed into the negativity, it begins to weigh on you and it begins to wear you down. And what happens, it takes a lot for you to get away from the negativity. And you have to really work on yourself mentally to come away from that because it had begun to take hold to you. And whenever you listen to something for a long period of time, I don't care what it is, you will begin to it will begin to take hold to you and start working on you. It's either for you or against you. It depends on what you feed yourself, you know. And I always explain it as, when you want to eat right or you go on a diet or you want to be healthy, what you begin to do, you begin to take out starches. You begin to take out carbohydrates from your diet. You begin to take sodas and sweet juices, away from you begin to go away from that because you want to be healthy. And so you begin to feed your body healthy things. Well, that's the same thing as positivity. When you pull away from the negativity, you have to feed yourself positivity in order to get rid of the negativity. Because if you don't feed yourself positivity, you'll forever have that negative energy around you. It will forever weigh on you. It will forever deplete you. It'll wear you down. So all the mess that is going on YouTube is sad because as women, as Black women, we should be uplifting each other. We should be helping one another. We should be encouraging each other. For me, I always tell you that for me to really understand a person, what I do, I pull myself out of me, out of self. That means I remove myself from me. And when a person is talking to me about a certain situation, I put myself in their situation as if it was me to get an understanding, a true understanding of what this person is going through. Now, mind you, you'll never be able to walk in another person's shoes, but to get an understanding of what they have or been through, you have to remove yourself from you to really, really comprehend and understand what that person might be going through. And I learned that. Just by being in the school system, working for special needs, looking at parents. 2 years I worked for the Houston juvenile system, and I did the visitation, and to see these parents, these young parents, come in because their child have committed a violent crime, heartbreaking. Because I had two sons, although they were adults, I still had two sons, and not only that, I had nieces and nephews, and I would always think of what if that was me? What if I had to endure? How would I react? How would I make it through? And sometimes when you're able to do that, you're able to understand more what that person is going through. And so, that's what causes me to be understanding and be so um, open to other people, to be able to listen to them. And I was just talking to my niece about how her school couple of days were, because they are outside of New Orleans, but they are in the state of Louisiana, and she's in middle school. My great niece Zoe Amaya, who's in the chat, and then her aunt is in her first year of high school. So I was asking her how was her, how her couple of days was, you know, and meeting friends, and just generally telling her about, friends, and how people will like you and how people won't like you for whatever reason. Excuse me. Her mom always says that I hold grudges, but it's not that I hold grudges, is that I don't once a person has hurt me, we don't have that same relationship anymore. So I'm very standoffish. That means I don't trust that person like I did before because of the issues and the problems we had. So it does cause me to be standoffish from that person. And I'm still like that to this day. And, pray for me. You know, God is not through with me yet. No, He's not. So, just be patient with me because He's still working on me. Yes, God. Yes, He is. And so, um, it'll cause me to be standoffish. It'll cause me not to be engage with that person as much because of the past history we have had, because I've been hurt by this person, because I'm the type of person, I take a person as face value. No one can tell me about a person if I've already have this relationship with them. Whatever problems or disagreements you might have had, someone else might have had with that person, does not mean that I have that same issue. So I accept everyone as they are, because that's the way I want people to accept me. Another thing that I've ran into here on YouTube, I don't. For me, I think that people who don't understand the power of prayer, um, I think that it's because, hey, Miss Gwendolyn, hey, baby, how are you? I'm glad you came to my live, my love. I'm glad to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, love. Um, I think that people have a problem with me praying on my channel. It hasn't stopped me from praying. I'm going to continue to pray because I know the power of prayer. And um, I, I believe the reason why people have a problem with it is because I hope you're doing well, love. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Thursday. And I thank you all for coming into my live stream. I think the reason why people have a problem with with um, Christianity, believers, spiritual beings, is because they might not have that personal relationship with God or the Heavenly Father or that supernatural being, however you identify Him as. It does not matter to me, because as long as you say that, you know, it's a supernatural being or a power greater than humans, then I'm with you. I understand that you are talking about God. And so I believe the reason people do not understand or do not accept the power of prayer is because they haven't had their own personal relationship with God, that supernatural being. I believe that people, when you don't have that connection, it's kind of hard for you to understand who I'm praying to, who I'm saying, who's done so much for me. A lot of times, a lot of people ask the question, how do you believe in something that you cannot see, that um, you cannot physical see with the physical eye? If people ask that question, how do we know that it's truly this God that you speak about? Well, let me tell you, He has done great things. It's a known fact that Jesus Christ died and was resurrected. He died and was buried and resurrected. Let me correct that. That's fact. We know that to be fact. And the reason why we know that, because we have a date, we have a year, we have time, we have this man that came in human form. So when we say that, it's when people say that I can't understand, it's because they haven't had an encounter with that supernatural being, meaning that they haven't experienced God's goodness, God's grace. They haven't experienced that. And as believers, see, my walk is different from any other Christian walk. My walk is different from you all's walk that's in the chat. We all have different walks in this Christianity thing, in this belief. We are. It does not mean that I'm greater than you or you are greater than me. No, it does not. We're all the same. We're all the same. Why? Because we all believe the same. We all believe in the same thing. But I do believe the reason why people have such a hard time in accepting me praying on my channel is because they haven't had an experience with God. And see, I have had several experiences with God. And when you know that it was only but God that had brought you through death, when you literally can see death, and you know that it wasn't the doctor, it was not anybody else, it had to be a supernatural power that was able to bring you through, then that's the experience in itself. And no one can take that away from you, because that's your testimony. If you're able to see things in a spiritual way, again, that's your personal relationship that you have with Jesus Christ, with God. And no one can take that away from you. And what that does, it strengthens your belief. It strengthens your faith. Yeah, a lot of people is that way today, that, you know, they know that they came through it, but they don't know how and they refuse to believe that it was a supernatural being who brought them through. They cannot explain it. You know, Miss Gwen, have you ever heard them say they can't explain it? Because I have heard people say that they can't explain it, that they cannot explain how they were able to come through the fire, how they were able to come through a car wreck, that the car was turned up, flipped several times, turned upside down, you know, and they crawled out with just a little scrape or a cut, no broken bones, nothing. They can't tell you how they survived, but they know that they survived. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Gwendolyn. I sure do. And sometimes it takes them a minute. It takes them a, you know, years before they really identify. And I believe that they end up going through something else in life, which causes them to say, well, yeah, when this happened, I can say now that it was God who brought me through. Sometimes it takes more than one um, life flash before your eyes before you get it, but it does not mean that we're any different from one another. The problem I have is that you know um, why beat me up? Why say things? And I never professed that I was holier than thou. And that's what I hear by other content creators when they talk about me. And the incident I had a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, I don't know, because I haven't really thought about it since it happened. But, um, and what people don't understand about Christianity and Christians is that we were sinners before we gave our life over to Christ. That sinful nature we still have, and a lot of times we as believers try to walk and live our life according to the word, what the word says. And so I I think that's why non-believers or um, people who don't practice their faith, I think um, that's why they always prosecuting uh, believers such as me, a prayer warrior. You have one content creator, I'm not going to call his name, but he believes in the power of prayer. But better yet, beat me up for praying on my channel. So to me, I can't comprehend that, because you're saying you believe in the power of prayer, but then you beat up a person for praying on their channel. That's kind of asinine. That doesn't work together. That doesn't make sense. How can you say you believe in prayer and then beat up a person for praying on their channel? Okay. Um, I don't get that. I don't understand that. And it does not bother me, but I don't, it it's not making sense to me. Um, the mess that's on YouTube, as I was saying before, a lot of people don't know my channel because I'm not into the mess. The reason being is because, as I was saying, it drains on you mentally. Once it invades your mind, it begins to attack the body, and you find yourself you're so involved in the mess, and you find yourself getting upset, getting angry, um, rushing to back to the mess. It becomes addicted. And when you begin to feed your body negativity, it begins to weigh on you heavily. And what happens is that when you try to pull yourself away from that all that negativity, it takes a whole lot of positivity to to get back into you, so you can be at balance, so you can be at peace, so you can breathe freely, so you could feel comfortable about different things that's going. Because what people don't realize, even those people that are battling between one another on the mess, that these people have real lives. They deal with real life issues. And what a lot of subscribers do not understand is those people have a life outside of YouTube. What you see on this projection, the person you see before you. I've always said that you could be anybody on the internet. You could be anybody on the internet. And people don't understand that these people have real lives outside of YouTube. These people are dealing with real life issues. Now, are they sharing them all on YouTube in the front of you all? I do not know, because I'm not on that part of the sector. But I do know that I'm a content creator. I deal with real life issues. Yeah, lupus is one of them. And my niece Candace Shell, who's in the chat, knows about the disease. She knows about the disease. Um, I deal with fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a different pain than arthritic pain from lupus. Lupus have an arthritic part of it, and the arthritic part is not as bad as fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia deal with the muscles and the nerves, and it's constant pain. It's constant pain, and it hurts really really bad, really bad, and it'll move from certain parts of your body. I have met people that have fibromyalgia all over. I have met people that have fibromyalgia the same as I do. It just moves from different spots. Oh, your aunt, yeah, it's a bad thing. It's a terrible thing because it deals with the nervous system and the muscles, and so that's a total different pain than joint pain. And so these people have real life issues. And I always tell people, I always have said from the very beginning when I started YouTube, is that you might see me, and then again, you might not see me at all, because I just don't get up here and go live. Um, because a lot of times I don't feel well. So a lot of times I don't feel well enough to go live. I don't have the energy. Lupus have me very fatigued, so I don't have a lot of energy to. I have to literally push myself to get up and do different things. And so, and with it being hot, um, I can't be in the sun. The heat alone cause issues for me. And so people have real life issues. And like I say, I use me a lot of times in a lot of my life experiences to give to you, to help somebody who might be going through, who might need an encouraging word, who might need to hear my story, who might need to understand, if she has went through this, then I can keep going. So I like to tell my, it's nothing that I'm not gonna tell you. If you ask me a question, if I can answer it, I will. If you ask me to pray for you, I will. And a lot of my subscribers know that I will. If they contact me and say, Auntie, I need prayer, I a whole lot of the time, I don't even ask them for what. If they tell me they need prayer, I begin to pray for them. Not only that, if a lot of them contact me through Messenger. And so I will type out a prayer and I tell them to say it out loud. It doesn't matter what you're to me what you're going through. But if you think enough of me to ask me to pray for you, then that I will do, because I believe in the power of prayer. I cannot sit up here and tell you that I don't believe in something and I don't help someone who needs prayer. So I will immediately begin to pray without even knowing what situation it is. At that point, I really don't need to know what the situation is. If you ask for prayer, then I'm here to give you that. And I love doing it. I love encouraging. I love building up. I love talking about and helping others who might be dealing with whatever. You know, life is not easy. It's not. And then when you involve Christianity in it, makes it more difficult for people who are non-believers. It makes your walk much more difficult, because you have to constantly explain to them who this supernatural being that you're praying to, that you're talking to, because prayer is an open communication between you and your heavenly Father. He does. He said he left us a comforter, and that is the Holy Spirit. And once you are reborn, once you accept Jesus Christ into your life, the Holy Spirit take on immediately. You have that spirit of discernment. The Holy Spirit convicts you when you have done wrong, when you go back into that sinful nature, when you contradict, when you flip flop. The Holy Spirit will convict you of that. Oh yes, Gwendolyn, sure. I've been down in my back. I had back surgery last year. I was supposed to go to a new neurologist, new surgeon, and they were waiting on my past imaging, because a lot of times the insurance, well, with my insurance, I have to pay a percentage every time I go and get MRI done on my back. And so that's when I had back surgery last year, I was diagnosed with osteoporosis of the spine. That means that arthritis has eaten up my spine from my neck all the way down to my tailbone. And so I had back surgery last year, and now I've been down in my back for the last week or so. And sure, I sure will. I will pray for you. I pray that God, you have to go, Candy Shell. Well, I love you, niece, and I thank you for stopping in on me, baby. Here, and you have a good day. Here, love. And I thank you so much. I appreciate you, Candy Shell. I appreciate her so much. She's been with me ever since I started YouTube. She's been in here with me, and I love her. And when she found out that May was Lupus Awareness Month, she did a um, on her channel. She did a video about lupus and how you get the signs. And for me, I had the butterfly rash, so I had all the signs. That's why it wasn't hard for them to diagnose me with lupus. It's because I had all the physical signs of lupus. And so me and her been together ever since. She's been with me from the very first time I had my first or either my second live stream. She came in, and me and her been hanging out ever since. So I really appreciate her. She's really a good friend to me, and I love her. Thank you, baby. And have a good evening, love. And I'm always supporting her as well because she just started her channel. So if you haven't had an opportunity to subscribe to her, go ahead and subscribe to her. She has a beautiful channel as well. Okay, Miss Mosley, thank you, baby. Thank you, love, for coming to my live stream. I appreciate you, Miss Mosley. Oh, yes, sweetie, I sure will. But yeah, I've been dealing down in my backs for over a week now, and it's on my left side. So a lot of my pain is on my left side, and it radiates down my left leg all the way down to my toes. And so I truly understand, but I pray that God comforts you. He comforts your mind and your heart, that is be stayed on his goodness. I pray that God put that his healing hands upon you, that he take all that pain away from you right now in the mighty name of Jesus. We thank him for his goodness and his mercy that endured forever. He'll never leave us nor forsake us, because that's what he told us in his word. So I'd say to you, Miss Gwendolyn, give it all to him. Give it to him, baby. Let him, because he's been keeping you all this time. And Satan has a bad habit of coming in. And when he can't get you, when Satan cannot affect you no other way, then he began to attack the body. So we need to, as believers, we need to know who the devil is and how he operates. And for me, I know that when the devil cannot come through my family, when he can't touch my children, when he can't touch my nieces, my nephews, he tries to attack the body. And but I don't let him have it. And we cannot let the enemy have any power over us. And for me, Miss Gwen, I get up each day, believe it or not, and I walk and I do different things, even when I can't go outside because of the heat index. I still get up and move around, because if I sit still, if I do not move, my body gets stiff. And when I do need to get up, I'm not able to, and it hurts extremely bad. So I pray that God keeps his healing hands on you. I pray that he take all that pain away from you. I pray that he comforts you, because without him, we're nothing. We cannot make it without God. And see, when we realize where our source comes from, when we realize who really is keeping us, see, it'll make you, it'll make you lean on him. It'll make you talk to him. See, it'll make you do it. You know, before you get to talking to anybody else, before I even get to talk to my doctors about how I feel, it'll make you, it'll make you call on it. You know, it will. So I pray for you, baby. I pray that God keep that hedge of protection around you and your family. And he continue to give you the strength to endure. Glorify him for what he's getting ready to do in your life. See, trouble don't last always. Joy is coming. You understand? It's a testimony in what you're going through, you know. And sometimes, yeah, I know, Miss Gwendolyn, I'm with you. What 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 really happened to me is my husband passed away at 28 years of marriage, and he passed away unexpectedly. And so that grieving process took a toll on my mind mentally, and then it began to work on my body. And what happened was my lupus got very active. It swelled my whole body. And so when I did go in to see my rheumatologist, um, she looked at me and she said that if this swelling does not go down, you're going to have to be hospitalized. And so I had told her what had taken place. I had tried to go back to work. I had worked for the Houston Independent School District for 27 years. And so my youngest son was going off to college. And so I had a lot going on that year. And so um, that death took a toll on me, um, physically and mentally. And so it caused my lupus to become very, very active. And so my body swelled up on me. She told me that if it didn't go down, she was going to admit me, and I would have to stay in the hospital till they could get the swelling, the inflammation, calm down in my body. And at that particular time, I didn't want to go into the hospital. And I told her I don't want to go because I didn't want my family to have to worry about me, knowing that they had just lost their father. And so I told her, I said, well, I'm going to do my best to get it off of me, She gave me the medication to help get I was on all kinds of fluid pills, everything. Anyway, got it off of me. Swelling went down. Um, Went back to her. She told me that you're going to have to take the infusions. And infusions is medication that they give you through IV, which take from 2 to 3 hours um, once a month. Or it depends on how bad you are, because I started out taking it twice a month instead of once a month. I didn't get to once a month until they got it really, really under control. And I had a couple of sessions of infusions. And the medication that they gave me was Belista. Belista is very strong. They could not, other people who were on infusions, they could go in and get hooked up and everything and get ready to take their medication. I had to wait. If the doctor wasn't in the office, I couldn't I couldn't get my medication because uh, the doctor had to be in the office before they could hook me up to that medication. That's just how strong that medication was. And so I had started um, getting it twice a month. And then after it got into my system real good and it began to take effect and I didn't have any side effects from it. Hey, my right family. Hey, hey, my niece. Hey, baby. I miss y'all. Thank you for coming to my live stream, love. I hope you're doing okay. Hannah, you doing all right, baby? You feeling okay? And I had begun to take, I had 3 of them. And by the time I got to my 4th one, I didn't come back to that next month. But I could tell that it was a difference in my body and how I responded, because I didn't have any side effects that they thought I was going. Hey KB, hey love, how you doing, baby? Glad you came to my live stream, love. I hope you having a good day. I hope y'all all having a wonderful day. But I started out. They gave me three within a 2 month span, and then I went to a month span, and then they started giving it to me, and I was on that for about 4 or 5 years. Y'all been sick? Yeah, I've been under the weather a little bit, you know. My back, been down in my back, girl. But I'm glad y'all feeling better. What y'all had, a cold or something? I'm happy to see y'all, because y'all don't too much make it to my live stream. Either y'all in there late, or I didn't cut it off, then ended it, or whatever. KB, how you doing? Oh, okay, you having a... Oh, all right, baby. Yeah, my niece Rita, she was over there earlier today. She did that was so fun. No, she did Name That Tune. And they had a time over there. I came into it at the end, and but it was fun, you know. I enjoyed it sitting there watching them, you know. That was good. But I just wanted to come on for a little while and touch bases with everybody, because I hadn't been live, you know, because I had been feeling bad. And most of the time when I'm feeling bad, you ain't gonna see, I ain't gonna hit no live button now. I don't care what's going on. I just don't care. You know, yeah. Hey, I support everybody else, but I ain't, I ain't going live. I ain't going live. I don't feel good. Yeah, baby. I ain't. You know, I'm not gonna. You know, I don't care nothing about them haters. You know, they make you great in the long run. In the long run, look at my niece Rita. They done made her great. That girl that revamped and everything, and she's still strolling. You understand? So it's strength in that. You know, you gotta know how to play it. You know, I like I say, I tell people I ain't always been saved. You know, I'm still human, you know, but I strive to walk not of the world, because I'm not. We, you know, they say Christians are peculiar people, that we should look differently, that we should know one another. Not that the world should know us, but that we should know each other, you know. And then once we know each other, the world would take hold to that, you know, and ask, what do I have to do to believe as you, you know? And so, you know, I don't let them people, you know, I don't let people, I'm too old for that. I'll be 54 this year. I don't let people do that to me, you know. And the strangest thing, no doubt that you said it, KB, you know, I'm all about uplifting, building people, you know, helping. Um, my platform is, you know, about encouraging. You know, if somebody need prayer, I'm here for them, to encourage them, um, to let them know to keep going. I don't care what you're going through. You gotta know that you're gonna make it through this here, you know, because it's somebody else going through worse situations than you. So don't never think you're by yourself. You understand? You know. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad y'all feeling better, baby. Hannah, I'm so glad y'all feeling better. Cause ain't nowhere in the world you could deal with the flu and the heat too at the same time. I had it. I had it one year like that. Yeah, we have to learn to get along with each other. And it does not matter what sector you own. I don't deal in a mess because that's not that's not my cup of tea. But do I hate them? No. Do I dislike? No. No. How can I hate someone I don't know anything about? They only delivering what's going on between one another. Somebody else. They ain't talking about their life. They not talking about, you know, real issues, and I think more platforms ought to be talking about. Yeah, I think people need to be talking about more about helping one another and helping people such as myself, like small YouTubers. I believe that people who have larger channels, who have been doing this thing for a minute, I I I would think they would be, helping. Yeah, niece, I would think that they will be more reaching out to smaller YouTubers like myself, excuse me, who have positive content. I would think that they would reach out, and say, well, let me help you. Because that's what I'm eventually end up doing. Even you, KB, I'm glad you came into my live stream. Candy Shell was in here earlier. The Wright family, they have their own channel, a real positive channel. I've been with them since I've been on YouTube, since I've been going live as a content creator. Um, that's another positive channel. Miss Mosley was in here. Deborah Mosley was in here earlier. She's another content creator who has a beautiful channel. Candy Shell, another content creator who was in here in my live stream, has a positive channel. Connect with these people. I don't mind helping other YouTubers, new YouTubers, grow on my channel, because we all are trying to get to the same point. And it's enough fish in the sea for all of us to feed and to get full. You understand? So, just as well as my niece Rita shouted me out, because that's who really helped build my channel. She didn't shout me out not one time. She shouted me out a couple of times, and that helped my channel. She didn't even know that I was a content creator. I had been in her live stream, been sitting there laughing at her jokes, been laughing at. She did not know that I was a content creator, because I didn't go into her live stream telling her that. I came in just like everybody else, as like a supporter, because I wasn't finna do that in that girl's live stream, you know. And so I never forget, I was sitting up in there and we were laughing. Ax April came in, and Ax April said, "Ain't Rochelle Jackson Brown, ain't you a content creator?" She have a own channel, and I just bust out laughing. I say, "Oh Lord, she done busted me." She didn't say it one time, she said it a couple of times, and finally Rita read it, and I say, "Oh Lord, somebody that come up in here and gave me up, Lord Jesus." And so Rita say, "Rochelle, is you, Auntie Rochelle, is you a content, you got your own channel?" And I had to come out and say, "Yeah, girl, yeah, I do." Yeah, I do. But it was funny, April wasn't doing it maliciously. She was just doing it, to let others be aware, because I had been in Rita's chat laughing at her roasting. That girl can roast. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what Nobody say that girl think of me. And when she do her skits, that's hilarious. And I love her. But people don't realize that even though um, I care for Rita, I love Rita, I encourage Rita. I'm always talking to Rita about different things. And even before this incident happened with her daughter, I was there encouraging her, telling her, don't give these people ammunition to use against you. You know, continue to do your skits, continue to be funny, continue to walk in your gift, because I believe that that really is a gift that she have to entertain people. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't just say things and make it a joke. Everybody cannot do that. You have, just like everybody can't be teachers, everybody can't be preachers, everybody can't be doctors, everybody can't be comedians, because all comedians are not funny, you know. So she really have a talent to sit up there and just spit out and roast people. And it's funny too. And when she do her skits, that's not even roasting nobody. That's her making up um um making up people, and she just acting out um like Granny Flo or Auntie Flo that she did not too long ago. That was somebody she just made up and put on a house dress and a wig and said Auntie Flo, you know, and went on with the character. Everybody can't do that. I mean, everybody just can't sit up there and do what she does. And then she able to hold people attention. When you able to keep people attention at a lot at 20 to 35 people, 40 people in your live stream, you got something going on, you know. And so I enjoy her, and I rock with her. I sure do. And I ain't can't nobody take me from her, you know. And not only that, just her life struggle, her testimony about a mother. I see that in her, in myself, because I didn't have my mother. I was raised by my grandparents, my dad's mother and father, and and my daddy. My daddy raised all six of his children with the help of with the help of my grandparents, his mother and daddy. You know, so that I can relate to her on that, not having your mother in your life, not having a mother figure to understand how to be a mother. Um, and I told her, I say, well, you know, it ain't no book on being how to be a good parent. It ain't no book on that. You know, it comes with trials and error, you know, and you got to figure it out, you know. And so a lot of people do, and a lot of people don't, you know. And I was just fortunate enough to know and to figure it out, because I had two loving grandparents, you know, and then my dad, you know, who laid down the structure part of it. Because, you know, grandparents, they let the grandchildren do whatever, you know. And you really don't have no rules when you're with the grandparents, you know. And then my dad, he laid down the rules and the structure, you know, for us when we got in trouble, you know. And a lot of things my grandparents wouldn't tell my daddy, because they didn't want us in trouble. They didn't want us to get whoopings, you know. So they would keep a lot of stuff from my daddy until we did something really, really bad. And then they would spill the beans, baby. And then it was all like Ducky Call. You know. But yeah, I can relate to her in that sense, you know. And last night she shared a little bit of it, as you know, it breaks her heart, you know, that she don't have a relationship with her mother, you know. And I don't like to see her like that because it don't have nothing to do with you. They ain't what your mama went through ain't got nothing to do with you. And I had to learn that as a mother, as a parent, when I had my children, my boys, that what my mama went through, it ain't had nothing to do with me. That had to do with her, you know. And when you understand things like that, it don't bother you. See, that didn't after I understood that didn't bother me no more. Not only that, I talk about how I had to forgive my mother. I did. You know, I had to. And I had to go and tell my sisters and my brothers to do the same thing. So they wouldn't have to carry that pity and that grief around with them. You know, you have to. You have to. So you don't carry that. That don't follow you around for the rest of your life because it'll become a hindrance to you when you don't know how to forgive people for when they hurt you, when they haven't been there for you. And not only that, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I just told y'all on my last live that my mama passed. They just funeralized my mama last week. Yeah. So even though she didn't make peace with her children, the last folks she had, cause two of my brothers are deceased. My youngest brother is deceased. He died at the age of 32. He was killed. My oldest brother died because he was ill, and so he passed away. But even in her death, she did not make peace with the last four children that are living. You know, and I only have one brother, and then I have two other sisters. It was three girls, three boys. A even count. You know, so even then, I don't know why she didn't make peace with us. She never did say. You understand? So that's something she had to work out. That was her own thing she had to go through. And we as children, as parents, cannot carry that. You got to learn to forgive that. So I talked about forgiveness. I think I shared my story at Mother's Day. It's up on my page. You have to go back and watch the video. But yeah, I shared that Mother's Day. I think it was a Mother's Day video I did. But I wanted to share it because I wanted people to understand. And I don't think I was following Rita at the time. See, I don't think I was following her at the time when I did that video. But when I began to follow her, she began to share her story, how her mother was not a part of her life, that she was raised by her grandmother, her mother's mother, and the help of her uncles, And so last night she began to kind of cry, because it still bothered her as a mother. See, when you're a mother and you do for your children and the sacrifices you will make for your children, it'll cause you to have, when you don't have a mother in your life, it'll cause you to wonder. And then that pain comes and you try to figure out why you don't have, why your mother. And then you begin to think it has something to do with you, but really it don't. It has to do with them. And so I'm always encouraging her, you know, because I love her and I love what she do, and anybody that I care for, I'm always give them encouraging word. I'm always be there for them when they need me. I'm always pray for them if they ask me to pray for them. I'm always do that. I believe that that's what friends should do, regardless if you never meet me. And I hope and pray that I get the opportunity to meet everyone that who is subscribed to me, who listens, to me, who supports me. I hope I get the opportunity to meet you all on a personal basis, because, and I know the right family tell me that they coming to Houston. Oh, what a time that will be. Yes, God. But yeah, I want to get an opportunity to meet everyone, you know, that because you all think that I make an impression on your lives, but you all help me a whole lot. And a lot of times when I jumped off that cliff with that so-called pastor who called me a coward, and had made a couple of ugly videos about me because I cut him off about um, something I had seen with my own two little beady eyes that he had done. And I called him and I asked him about it. We talked about it. And I told him then, I told you from the get-go, I don't operate in that manner. I don't fool around like that, because I don't want anyone going back. And this is how mess start. When people and people could be right there listening to every word you say. And Lord Jesus, if they don't go back and repeat half of what you said and turn it around to that ain't what you said at all. And they could be right there listening to the whole conversation and probably making notes and writing it down, but still can't go back and repeat it like you told it. See, that's how mess gets started. See, that's how come is it be confusion. Thank you, baby. Thank you, right. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, niece. I appreciate you. And that's how y'all don't understand. That's how mess start. Whenever a person sit there and listen to everything you said, and then go back and repeat it, you can guarantee that it ain't gonna be said the way you said it, and they ain't gonna repeat it the way you said it. They're gonna add and they're gonna add and take a from to what you said. And that's where the mess and the confusion come in at. And so he and I had a conversation, and I told him, I don't fool around like that. I don't play like that. You go on with that now. I'm done with it. I said what I had to say. So when I seen that, I began to pull myself away from him. That mean I wasn't talking to him as much as I was, because I seen how the way he moved. Okay, well, when he realized that our relationship had changed because of what he had done. That's what transpired them videos. And I didn't even know he made the videos. Somebody contacted me and told me that he was making videos about me. Now he started on a Monday and Tuesday. The first two videos he didn't call my name, but when he got to Wednesday and he called my name and calling me cowards, telling me he didn't know I had lupus. When he found out that I had lupus and things like that, then he went on Wednesday. He went on and went to calling me a coward. He made a video. He called my name, called me a coward, told me that and I have hair. For you all that think I don't have any hair because I'm always in my caps, I got plenty of hair. Yeah, it's natural and it's gray. It's gray. I'm just not satisfied with the grayness of it because it's extremely gray. And I've been gray a long time, but it's really great. And so but I'm supposed to be going to the barber shop and getting it because it's just a big natural fro. It don't have no shape. So I want to get it cut down before I pull my cap off and my um little wrap I keep on my head to keep my hair, moisturized. So for you all that think I don't have hair, I do. I got a plenty of hair under that cap, under this cap. Lord have mercy. Under this hat. But yeah, so he gonna scream out, go take you a bunch of pills, take your hat off and lay down. He was actually saying in so many words, go kill yourself, in that type of manner. And he had pastor in front of his name. Well, nowadays in this day and time, pastor don't hold no ranks in the church now, in the world, because of what's going on in the church with pastors and prophets and bishops and all them type of folks. Yeah, baby, me too, Hannah. I sure hope y'all do too. And so he, like I say, somebody had to tell me that he was doing that. I didn't know he was I didn't know he had did it. And so when they told me he had done it, I went over there and I watched it for myself. Where I seen old uh Miss Pumpkinhead. I ain't gonna call her name because I don't want to deal with her on that manner. But she was rooting for him because they are friends as well. So I know that's your friend, so you want to take up for him. But when I called, when he made me mad, because he did make me mad. Oh yeah, I was mad. I was hotter than a six shooter. I'm not kidding. Because why would you get up here and do anything to that magnitude? Knowing that I haven't even done anything to you. Me and you talked about the situation, and I told you how the way I felt. You know, why would you go on YouTube and make videos about me? And like I said, Monday, Tuesday, he made two videos. He didn't come, but when he got to Wednesday, I guess he got mad, and he went to calling my name. And so when he called for me, I answered. Y'all see, I answered. That video is still up. Oh yeah, I answered it. Yeah, you gonna call me? Call for me. That's my name, Rochelle Jackson Brown. That's my birth name. That's ain't no shame in my game, baby. You know. And then the things he was saying, I wouldn't. Nobody, none of y'all wouldn't have never knew. I knew him or talked to him on a personal bit. None of y'all would have never knew that had he not went and made those videos. Had he not did that. And then when I told that he is on parole on fire, now he over there, he ran off of YouTube. That ran him off of YouTube, y'all. He was gone for about a week. He was gone for about a week. And then he came back, and Pumpkinhead over there, she interviewed him, and Pumpkinhead interviewed him because him and Pumpkinhead friends interviewed him, and he told her he did not tell me he was on parole, which is a lie, because why would I make that up? Why would I say that about you if that's not what you told me? I ain't got no reason to lie on you. You ain't that important. What am I gonna gain from it? Hello? You small. You a small YouTuber like myself. You on here calling me a coward. Well, let me tell you this, Jack. Keep calling my name. Keep calling me a coward. And I'm going to show you what a coward will do. You on parole. You ain't got no business on the internet. You shouldn't even be on YouTube. Besides looking for you a job. But you on here making videos about a person that no longer want to deal with you on a personal basis. And you upset about that because of what you done. Not because of what I did to you, but what you did that I didn't approve of. And me and him had a conversation about it. See, and I don't believe in bringing everything on YouTube and dragging stuff out on YouTube. That's what people like to do because people do that for clicks and views. See, for me, it ain't about clicks and views. And when that happened, that brought a lot of traffic to my channel. About a lot of people, because people was listening, people wanted to hear, people wanted to know what was going on, and people like that. People thrive off of that. See, I can't operate in that manner. See, I can't always be up. I don't know how they do it. I don't. Because you fighting and going on with one another, between one another, don't you know that take a lot from you? That work on you mentally. And once it begins to work on your mind, it takes effect on your body. You why would you sit up and want to be messy amongst each other? And that's all I see on YouTube. That's all I see. It's people bickering back and forth with each other. Nobody is encouraging each other. Nobody is trying to tell the other person, don't do that, don't say that. That's not nice. Let's think of it no other content creator is pulling another content creator off the ledge. They let them sit there and spew out hate and ugliness toward each other. And then when it breaks down and the subscribers are hurt, because it's a lot of subscribers support even the ones that fight amongst themselves. A lot of subscribers support them both. And it becomes difficult for some of the subscribers. And y'all begin to bicker. That should not be here on YouTube, because they literally have people literally have lives outside of YouTube. And that's one reason why I don't go on the messy side of the sector of YouTube, because I don't want to deal with that. That's not my cup of tea. That's not what my platform is about. And now he's over there telling, after he stayed gone for like a week or two, he's back over there with Tracy. Oh, dear Lord, I said potato, pumpkin head name. Anyway, he's back over there on her platform telling her that I'm lying, that he did not tell me that. My thing is, why would I lie on you? Why would I lie on you? I ain't no personal gain in that for me. It's what you told me. I have no reason. And the way he told it to me is that he has an older daughter, and he was with his fiance at the gas station. He drove up. His oldest daughter and the mother was at the gas station, and some words was exchanged. The daughter and the mother pepper sprayed him. Now, what I couldn't understand, and I told him that, is why would your child pepper spray her father? That was very puzzling to me. And I couldn't get an answer out of him, the correct answer, the answer that I was looking for, because that the only way a child will pepper spray or try to harm their father is if they are in harm or feel like they are in danger. And so the young lady is 23, I believe. Anyway, The incident occurred, and he told me about the incident and how he was trying to, because he had been in the pen. And because he did not tell Larry Nelson he was out on parole, does not mean that it's not true. See, that's the whole thing in a nutshell. It does not mean that it's not true. And so, um, but he told me with that when he told me about that incident, and I told him then, I said, well, let me tell you something. If you want to continue to gain that, because he don't have really a good relationship with his older children. He got a son that's 21 and a daughter is 23, and then he got a 10-year-old son. So I said, you know, when he told me he was trying to build a relationship and they had been getting along pretty well or whatever, I told him that, okay, well, the best thing for you to do is sometimes, a lot of times, when the mother and the father cannot get along, it kind of they kind of involve the children. And so I told him what you need to do is continue to gain that relationship with your daughter. And you might have to pull your daughter away from her mother, so to keep down confusion, because the mother might be still upset and angry because she had to raise this child by herself while you were out doing what you wanted to do, and living your life, and then get locked up. Then you took away from your children. So I told him, I say, your wife might, your daughter's mother might be holding some kind of resentment, which is, it could be true, and it's an honest feeling, so I'm trying to encourage him to okay, niece, all right, baby, I love y'all too, and I'll be praying for y'all. Okay, I will, love. Thank you so much, Hannah. Tell Joe I said hey, and give my babies, give my nephews some kisses and hugs for me. And tell that other when he go play his PlayStation online. Tell him I'm gonna come in there and watch him play. All right, love. And so, he over there not telling them that that's a lie, that I'm lying, that he's not on parole, and this and that. But when I told that, he left YouTube. He pulled down every video off his channel. He was gone for about 2 weeks. Then he came back saying that I'm lying, but he only saying that to old Pumpkinhead over there. So, because Larry Nelson, it wasn't told to him. He didn't tell that to Larry Nelson. They all think that I'm lying. And I'm like, what I got to lie on him for? He ain't nothing. He ain't nothing to me. So why would I have that to lie on? And if it was a lie, why didn't he come in my chat and profess that it was a lie when I said it? He did not do that. He removed himself from YouTube for about a week or two. And then he came back saying that I'm lying. Well, it's the same thing about the ping pig that he had given to one of the subscribers, I Am Rosie, who was also in my chat saying that, telling me to stop saying allegedly. And I was saying allegedly because I believe what he had told me. You understand? As a friend. Now, I accepted you as a friend, right? So as a friend, I'm taking your word for it until I hear differently. Well, when all that transpired, all that came out. And so now I'm the liar. And so I said, well, if I'm lying, then I guess I Am Rosie and the rest of them are lying as well about the ping pig. And about him, and because he did not tell Larry Nelson he was on parole, does not mean that it's not a lie. And for him to sit up and say that I'm lying, he a liar. He lying because that's what he told me. I have no reason to lie on this young man. Why would I want to excuse me, sit up and make up a lie on somebody I really don't know, only by the conversations we have had and things he had told me. And when the incident happened at the filling station with his oldest daughter, mother, and the daughter, and he told me then, say he believed that they were trying to get him in trouble and sent back to the penitentiary because he was on parole. That's how I found out he was on parole, because he told it. And he told it because of that story that he gave me when they got it, when his daughter and the mother got into it at a gas station. Okay, so if it's a lie, he told a lie. And I'm just repeating what he told me. Okay, and the last time he was in jail, the nigga played crazy. I guess I'm lying about that too. Now he told me that. That's how he got out on the 5-year parole. He played crazy, and the people doped him up with that medication, and he ain't know where he was. Couldn't eat, couldn't drink, couldn't do nothing. He was slobbing out the mouth, eyes bucked out his head, up in there with a bunch of more crazy people, and on the floor with the real serious crazy people. He up in there playing crazy, and when they got him from up there and they took him down to the regular holding cell, he stayed down there, but he was in a cell that was padded. He told me that too, because I ain't never been locked up. I ain't never been through the penitentiary to the jail system. I ain't never been through that. Sure ain't. But he told me that. And he said when he went to court, that's how he got out. He did not serve his time. And they gave him 5 years parole. Now, if I'm lying, he told a lie. And I'm just repeating the lie that he told me. Hello world. Okay. So if he listening to this, Jack, you know you're lying, and you know you told me you was on 5-year parole, because he was scared that the girl mama was gonna call the law on him, file a police report against him. And that's how I found out he was on parole, because he told it, telling me about that incident. So if I'm a lie, he told a lie again. And I don't care if he liked me or not. I don't care what he say about me, because what they say about me, it don't make me. It don't make me. It don't make me the person who I am. It's not gonna change me. That's not gonna change me. And people need to get out their mind about she over there calling herself a Christian and a prayer warrior. Well, I was a sinner before I was saved. I ain't always been saved. You understand? It's a daily walk with Christianity. It's not easy. It's not easy. And a lot of us fall short of the glory of God because we refuse to let go of the old nature of us. And that was the old nature that you seen come out in me. That was the old Rochelle. That was the old Rochelle. That's not the new Rochelle you hear talking before you now. You understand? See, and and people have a bad habit of testing you. That's why the Bible tells us to try the fruit, try the spirit by the spirit. Watch the fruit that that person bears. Watch how they move. Watch how they act, how they say, what they doing, who they align themselves with. You understand? That's what that means. But that doesn't mean that you know, and they always talk about, oh, I'm so holier than thou. No, I ain't. I ain't never told y'all that. I ain't never professed that. I never professed that. We all sin daily. Daily, we all sin and come short of the glory of God. That's why we have to constantly ask for forgiveness. I'm not perfect. By no means. And I don't proclaim to be holier than thou. I do not. I never have. That's craziness. That's craziness. I never reach perfection. Never. Not in this form. Not on earth. I won't. No, I won't. But I am striving to be a better person. I am. I don't want to be the old me. I don't want to be that negative person. I don't want to be that person that's always cussing and just saying ugly things. You know, I don't want to be that person doing that. Who wants to continue to live that way? No one. No, because it drains on you. It eats away at you. It drains on you. And you can't tell me that a person that sit there and go through that every day live a good and positive life. You can't. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that a person can just go to sleep and have a good rest after cussing out somebody. No, it's no way. It ain't no such thing. It is no such thing. See, it's they got. I can guarantee you, they taking something to go to sleep. Because see, when you're angry, and you get so angry, see, that's an emotion that sometimes is hard to cut off. And when you do come down, I know for me, I'm very tired. I'm very tired and withdrawn because I've been on this high, this anger, just angry, you know. And so that took a lot out of me. Yes, it did. It took me to a place that I didn't want to be. That's why I can sit here and I can say to you, I could tell you, don't do what I did. Take that and use that as an example. See, that took me out of my character. And see, whenever you allow a person, a human being that's no different than you, that breathe the same air you breathe, take you out of your character, that means they have power over you. And no man on this green earth should have that type of power over you. No one. No one. So don't allow anyone to take you out of your character. Nobody. That young lady, Billie Jean, very sweet young lady. A lot of those YouTubers, big YouTubers, try to take that young lady off a game. You know, you know why? Because they cannot reach her. Because her thinking is not their thinking. Her thoughts are not their thoughts. And see, that's why they can't knock her off a game. Because she's good at what she does. Rita. They can't knock her off her game. Why? Because they can't do what she does. See, they they can't roast and gag and put on skits like she does. See, they can't do that. So, they can't knock off a game. See, and whatever don't break you, it make you stronger. See, that's where your strength at. See, and when you learn and understand where your strength is, you could use that and stand boldly and do what you need to do, what you have been called to do. See, can't nobody take it from you. Hmm. See, I used to tell my children, I tell my nieces, you know, anything you good at, you don't let nobody take that from you. You continue to perfect your craft. You continue to do that. Don't allow anyone to take you off of your game. Anyone. Don't let them try to knock you down. Because you're gonna have snipers. You're gonna have people who don't understand you and what you're about and what you're doing. You understand? So when you're able to continue to stand and do what you need to do, can't nobody touch you. I don't care who it is. I don't care who they are. They can't touch it and they can't take it from you. I used to tell my children that when you gain knowledge, when you get that and you share it with others, can't nobody take that from you. I don't care what they do. Can't nobody take that from you. And you better know that. You got to know that on these YouTube streets. See, you got to know that. You got to know where your strength come from. You got to, because it's strength. You got strength. You got strength you don't know you have. See, that's what I used to tell. That's what I tell Rita. You let nobody tell you, take you out of yourself. I say, girl, you got strength that half of these people ain't got. Ain't nobody be able to do or come against what you done been through. Look at what they just did to her. Look how she overcame. She stood up in her and she overcame that. It didn't stop her. It made her better. It made her more aware of her surroundings around her. That's what it did. See, it made her think more clearly. See, that's what that does. And then you begin to internalize what people tried to take from you. You begin to become greater in your doing, in how you move, how you project things, how you accept people, how you able to reach people, because you got to be able to reach people on YouTube. You got to be able to hold people attention. You got to be creative. You got to be. And a lot of people like realness. A lot of people love realness because it's a lot of people you get that are a lot of people are going through things in their personal life. And that's why you get people want to hear realness. They want to hear how you overcame. They want to hear an encouraging word. They want to hear your story. See, because can't nobody tell your story but you. But you. I always say that can't nobody walk in my shoes. Because if you had to walk just a mile, you'd be ready to give up. Yeah, you would. Because a lot of people ain't able to endure what you've been able to endure. Amen. Well, I thank you all for hanging out with me. I've been on here 2 hours. I'm praying for each and every one of you. I don't know who's left with me, but I thank you for coming to my live stream, and continue to be blessed and continue to walk in your purpose. Continue to do what you are called to do. And I'm always praying for you. I love you with the love of God, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Amen. Y'all be blessed. Bye bye.